I guess I'll get up there, man. Here we are. Salute everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to show that little the picture of the tree. That's something I saw that the other day. I was on one of my morning walks, and I saw this old tree, man. And it's damn. And then I'm looking, I see this other tree next to it that grew and man, it's like, oh man, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you there. It's you can see that the limb just kind of grew out there like a crutch. And man, I thought of that song, and I thought of this photograph. I had it here. I had it up last week, but I don't think I mentioned anything about it. I talked about it a little bit on Mad Chads. I was in the room with him, man. But I just wanted to share that with you, before we get started here, because today is the anniversary of maybe the we talk about upsets all the time over here. Me and my brother George Jakovic, who's joining me on this one, man. George is my brother. And last night I was I'm saying, I just saw a great recap of this fight with Stormy B and Scrapbook Boxing.
Yep.
And I kind of had my fill of it. Not really, man. You know me, man. I'm a glutton over here. And I said, I'm just gonna enjoy the day. Maybe watch the fight. Maybe watch that special we were talking about. But about midnight, I said, shit. How can I not?
You have to. You have to, and you're allowed to. We're allowed to.
This is Muhammad Ali, man. This is the man. This is.
I mean, this is the beginning of his legend. This fight right here. This is where his era, his legend started. This night, 58 years ago.
58 years ago, and I'm here with my brother George Jakovic. Everybody, man. I just sent him a text late last night, and and he says, "Shit." He says, "Damn right." It's like,
of course.
Oh man, it's like I didn't even have to send him. I could have sent him the text at 5 minutes of 11 this morning, and I think he would have been here. But it's a great thing to remember. See, I remember I was only 9 years old when this fight took place. I turned 10 in 64, but it wasn't until December. And I remember the hustle and bustle. People are saying Muhammad Ali, oh, this kid's gonna get killed. He's going in against Sonny Liston. Sonny, geez, this is, and then the next day, I don't know what went on during the fight, but the next day, I hear Cassius Clay beat Sonny Liston, and I was like, how can that be? I didn't even really know who Cassius Clay was. I wasn't. I didn't have the concept yet, bro.
You were only 9 years old.
Not exactly, but I hear some of these other guys on here. They're 3 years old and they're telling me they remember. Hey, brother.
Okay, sure.
That's what I say too. God bless you. I wish I had that kind of a memory, but I just remember the talk around. They're saying Cassius Clay, and then he changed his name to Muhammad Ali.
The next day, yep.
And he was a black Muslim, and that scared people. People saw a black Muslim, they thought Black Panthers, they thought weapons, they thought revolution. It was a scary thing for a lot of people. Me personally, it blew right over my head. I didn't know what a black Muslim, I didn't know what a Islamic religion. I knew nothing about that. All I knew was that we had a new heavyweight champion, and we had a heavyweight champion. A lot of people weren't. Hey, guess who stopped up here, man? My brother with the busted ribs, man. My brother from Maine.
Mad Chad,
my man. Great to have you.
Hey, fellas. Yeah, this was one of the fights that my dad used to brag about. He used to work at a corner store back in the day, and Clay was a big underdog. We got to remember, this is Cassius Clay.
Yep.
This is the Olympic gold medal winner, but he was fighting a killer. I mean, Sonny Liston was considered by the old timers. We used to have Friday night fights here in Portland, Maine. Every Friday, Portland Exposition Building, there was fights, and it was a big thing. It was a buzz. And boxing was really, really big back in this time. And Sonny Liston was at that level of a scary individual, killer. And they weren't giving Clay much of a chance. And my old man said, this guy's special. And he put a little money on him, and he made some money. But my dad, until he passed away, he still had a gleam in his eye when he talked about the first fight with Liston and Clay.
Wow.
Because that was the start. That was the start right there. Not that the Olympics wasn't, but this was like the litmus test.
Right.
Well, you know, when he did it, I think he called the round to top it all off. You know what I mean? To prove I'm great, he'll go in 8. He had the eye problem with something on the glove, and Angelo Dundee calmed Clay down, I believe the story is, and I don't think Liston can come out for the 8th round. So it was such a beautiful thing. And how many years ago is this fight, Bruce? It's 58. So crazy to think.
58 years ago today, brother.
Wow, unbelievable. Thanks again, Bruce. Everybody swinging by. This is fun stuff, fellas. Honestly, I'm feeling quite a bit better from my rib injury, but we got freezing cold weather, a snowstorm. I just love this type of weather, you know, try to shovel the car out with broken ribs and all, but this is fun stuff, fellas. So I'm just going to sit back and watch this fight and enjoy it, George and Bruce. This is great stuff. God bless, fellas. God bless.
That's amazing your dad picked him to win, because I did a little research before the fight, and 46 sports writers covered that fight, and only 3 picked Clay to win. So nobody thought. I mean, Sonny Liston was a killer. He was a terror. He was gonna, you know, he was the best fighter since Jack Dempsey. That's what people were saying. He was gonna rule the division until he decided not to. And lo and behold, the legend of Cassius Clay.
Nobody believed the young brash.
Now, what year? Go down, Bruce. What year was it that the fight happened?
64.
1964.
So this is during the Beatles invasion. I think my dad's older brother, Harold, was a big fan of, you know, the new up and coming thing, the new thing. And I believe my Uncle Harold, he's still alive, was a big Ali fan. I think he's watched some clips, and he just said, I remember my dad said that people never saw a man that size. He considered small heavyweight today's standards, but a man that size to move like Sugar Ray Robinson, so to speak, to have the elite footwork, the hand speed, and the charisma. He had the charisma at the Olympics. You know, if you paid attention to it, he was really jumping off the screen, you know, right out of the gate. And I believe, though, but and that's why I think my dad always had that little, he was a very humble man, but he always kind of, you know, had a little swagger about him when he brought up that Ali Cassius Clay Liston fight and calling it. Cool. And winning a few dollars off his boss at the corner store. He said the next day at work, I showed up, I kicked that door open and said, "Hey, where's my money?" And but you know, he still talked about that at all the family gatherings. You know, back in the day, I remember going to Thanksgivings with family, and you'd see the uncles, and they would always bring up Cassius Clay. It's just crazy to think he's still so big today. He's still the face of boxing. He's still one of the biggest sports entertainment figures of all time, let alone just sports outside the ring and everything, Bruce. He's the GOAT, and there's no questions about it. Like you say, Bruce, you get teary-eyed talking about this man, not because of his skill in the ring. That's part of it. But what he did outside, Bruce just had a great interview playing. It's just great with the co-sell. He just brought so much. You can go on and on and on. We could just have a 24 marathon about Ali, honestly. Just go on and on.
You're right. You're right.
And it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful. I get goose pimples thinking about it. And I was young. I'm 52, and I don't remember. I remember Ali Holmes. I remember him past it. You know what I mean? I faintly remember the second Spinks fight. You know, but my dad was Ali Cassius Clay. Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. I mean, he had a fucking song played. I was fucking 7 years old. I knew the Ali fucking song. I mean, this guy was just incredible. And thanks again, Bruce, for keeping this man. Not that you have to keep his name alive, but keeping me pumped up about boxing and keeping me up about heroes, because Ali's a hero. And like I say, I go on and on and on. I'm going to shut the fuck up over here.
Well, you know, there's something George brought in here, man. That's looks like an original poster from the fight. And Mad Chad, please, man, you keep it going, bro, because you know, you're as inspiring as anybody we've had on here, man. You know, because that's what we do now. We share these great stories. You know, we share these memories we have, because very, very, very few of us were around to witness this. You know, and even me, like I said, I was 9 years old, bro. I was watching, you know, Cecil and Beanie, and man, you know, I don't even remember what I was watching on television at the time. Maybe Leave It to Beaver, you know, the Munsters, Popeye. know,
Bruce, and then at the end of this fight, doesn't he go right into the fucking greatest, like a Michael Jackson moonwalk? But was that the greatest Ali shuffle, I believe, in the when Liston couldn't get?
Oh yeah.
And his celebrations with the grace. He goes, "I told you." Like he just had his. He was. I mean, it's like a rock star just coming out like Elvis Presley on his fucking game. I mean, this guy was something else. I mean, from the pre-fight, from the fight to the post-fight to the in between the fights, this man was off the fucking charts.
For sure, man. And you know, it's funny because even like we said before this fight, we had the brash young Cassius Clay, and he was chasing Sonny Liston. He chased him around for a title shot. See, when Sonny fought Floyd Patterson, there was a clause on there that Ali would get Floyd Patterson after the fight. But, you know, we know what happened, man. Floyd Patterson went down in one round twice, and Muhammad Ali was shuffled to the back. And so he had to go Sonny Liston in to give him a title shot. Sonny Liston, he didn't want anything to do with Ali. He thought this crazy kid, man, he I don't know what to expect from him. So, you know, Sonny, he stuck with the Eddie Matchins, the Ernie Terrells. You know, he cleaned out the heavyweight division, and he was considered the monster. I mean, Sonny was he was a mob enforcer. You know, he had spent many years in prison. You know, a priest got him in jail and said, "Man, you know, you with these fists and your size, you know, you can do something in boxing." And there was Sonny Liston. I don't think he even had an amateur career. I'm not sure, George, but I know in the professional ranks, man, he was just. He would today with social media, he would be the piranha. I mean, you know, Sonny Liston would. I don't know if he'd be able to handle it today the way, you know, with social media the way it is, man.
I know, and another thing, another reason why Clay was such a huge underdog. 8 months before this fight, Clay fought Henry Cooper, and Clay got dropped with a left hook, and he was hurt. He was hurt in that fight. Came back to win, but everybody said if Henry Cooper can drop Cassius Clay, what is Sonny Liston going to do to him? And
Triangle Theory.
Sonny bought into that, and look what happened. History.
And not only that, excuse me,
Was that the one? Was this the fight where Liston, you know, had a cap gun and fired off a gun and everything? Imagine that going on today.
Well, Ali was chasing Liston. Well, it was almost like the Shannon Briggs and Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah, he was stalking him.
He went to his house with a bus with loudspeakers in Denver, Colorado. "Big ugly bear, I want you in that ring. You can't avoid me." And Sonny was like, "This guy is crazy." In a casino, Ali Cassius Clay at the time, he pulled up on Sonny Liston. Sonny was betting on playing some blackjack. And Sonny had a 38 in his pocket, and it had blanks in it. We pulled it out.
Scared the shit
around the casino. But man, you know, today if that happened, you know how that would be a stop the presses.
Yeah, different time. Yep.
Oh, bro, but it was the boxing folklore. People loved it. Hey, let me shout out who's in here, man. I forgot to do that, man. My brother John McSmith, always showing love. And man, he was jumping on Ali the other night, man. Salute John McSmith. Thanks for coming in, bro. And you know the rules. I do a toke, you do a toke. Iceman.
I was going to block him, Bruce. I was getting ready to block him. I was watching. He was giving a little lip there. I go, Jesus, no Ali bad talk here, because it just hurts me. I'm a fanboy. I am still a fanboy of Ali. I get offended from any negative Ali talk. Honestly, I'm not trying to be a Nazi, a racist, or, you know, a supremacist, but I'm just trying to say that I am very, 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 very on Ali. And any negative talk of him, man, I honestly get fucking pissed.
So do I, man. But you know, I bite my tongue, and all love for John McSmith. You know, he's a Joe Frazier fanboy. He told me right.
He's a moron. He's a moron. He's a full-blown moron.
John Smith, salute my brother. And JC, man, always referring to me as the Godfather. I don't know why, man, you know, but I give you a little information you can't refuse, you know. I make you an offer you can't refuse over here. But man, thank you, JC, man. Thank you for coming in. The Three-Headed Monster. Always check out his show. And let's see, anybody else in here, man? Anybody else in here? George H. No, man. I like to put these things up, man. People stop in here, man. You make my day over here. And yes, George, man. I appreciate you, man. I told you the other day, man. I really do appreciate you, bro. You're all love and support over here. Yep, John Smith. Bruce bongs, then I bong. That's a rule. I saw that the other day, man, and I love that. I love that, man, because we got a nice little chunk here. Let me just let me show my good friends. I'm hitting on some of this AK-47 bud this morning, man. I picked a little off the top of that, but that's that be my my enjoyment for the day here. Well, for the morning anyway. And you know me, man. Card carrying legal marijuana patient in the state of Rhode Island. This is my medicine. And days like today, oh, the arthritis is flaring, man. We got that cold, nasty. I don't know if it's rain or if it's snow or if it's sleet or hail. I don't know what they call this stuff, man. I went out earlier. I have this stray cat that lives next door, and the cat's been there for 7-8 years, man. It's the toughest cat I've ever seen. The cat survives winters when there's 5 feet of snow on the ground. It's afraid of human beings. I think there's one person that it goes to, some crazy cat. So some Trump supporter that lives a few houses over. I think the guy's got a shotgun out his window aiming at my house. But anyway, the cat goes over there, I think, every morning. I don't care if it's raining, sleet, hail. My wife says, "Oh, you're gonna go feed?" I said, "Of course, man. It's not. The cat's still gonna be hungry. I don't care if it's freezing with 3 inches of ice out there. That cat's gonna make it over here, jump the fence. It eats the food. If it doesn't, seagulls come and get the food. Birds come and get the food. I mean, the food's not going to go to waste. So if I don't put that food out there, man, I didn't do my duty for the day. That's just something that I do. And man, I love life, man. I like to keep life supported as best I can. And with that cat, days like today, where's he going to?
Your cat needs a name, Bruce. Your cat needs a name.
He's got a name.
Name him George. Name him George.
Well, there you go. They told me the ASPCA grabbed him about 5 years ago. Grabbed her. They called it Mona, and they
Georgette.
And then they let it go.
Mona.
So I thought it was a guy. I didn't even know it was a girl. But they told me this. They said you can tell because there's we cut his ear. I said I couldn't get close enough to that cat to see his ear, man. This cat would destroy. I mean, I got a pit bull, and I think the cat would kick my pit bull's ass.
Hey, I'm like Mad Chad. The Ali era, I was too young to really know it or enjoy it. But I grew up as a kid. When I got into boxing, of course, you hear about Ali. So my Ali story, when I was in 8th grade, I was in honors English, and we had to do book reports. But you had to do it. It was an oral book report, so you had to get in front of the class, and you had to do it in the first person. So whatever person you picked,
you had to be Ali.
You had to be that person. So I had a bathrobe on.
Oh,
I had my Franklin Sugar Ray Leonard gloves on. And I said I was born January 17th, 1942. My name was Cassius Clay, and on and on. And I'm one of the few that got an A. 2 people got A's in that class, and I was one of them. And my oral book report was on Muhammad Ali.
Bro, that could have been a drama, an A in drama too. Bro.
That could have been filmed. Lucky John McSmith wasn't your teacher. You would have failed.
You shout out Jelly Bean 4280, man. I got my brother, the Skywalker, that stopped in, man. Tim.
Skywalker.
Man, I'll tell you, if you were in New England, you wouldn't be up on those buildings today, bro. I don't even know if you. I think it's crazy all over the country, but bro, so Scott, see that building in the icon and that little dot on there. That's Tim Moosey. He goes up 40 floors and cleans windows, bro. I mean, shit. That's the Skywalker, bro.
Wow.
And that's also
Spider-Man for the kids. Cleans the hospitals, and he's right there in Spider-Man. Tim Muzzy connected with got the bloodline, a great fighter. I mean, shout out to Tim Muzzy.
For sure, bro. Gil Coles, man, thanks for coming on here. I see Gil Coles all over the place. He tells me I'm doing the right thing, man. I hope I am, brother. I hope I am, man. And Mr. Pads, I was waiting for you, bro. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for coming in. I don't think it would be a show if Mr. Pads didn't show up, man. Because Mr. Pads, he's everywhere. He doesn't pick favorites. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. But Mr. Paz is got an open mind. Great guy. Salute, Mr. Paz. My bro Andrew Charles, another one, man. Thank you guys for coming in. This is the anniversary of Muhammad Ali. I keep saying Muhammad Ali because that's my brother. That's what it says on my sweatshirt here, man. You know, Muhammad Ali, man. That's the and I'm like Mad Chad too. I take offense when somebody says something about Mad Chad. You know, when somebody says something about Muhammad Ali. You know, fuck, man. I think I've come to blows. I can't remember. There's been so many times.
I think I have too, Bruce. I think I punched a kid right in the face before saying, Holmes beat the shit out of Ali. Fuck, I go, really? How about I beat the shit out of fucking you? Fuck the Eastern fucking assassin. I hated Larry Holmes with a passion. So did my dad, honestly. We hated Larry Holmes after that fight. I mean, I think my dad fucking cried like a baby. I mean, honestly, that did Larry Holmes no justice to his legacy or anything. And Larry cried after the fight, but that was not a good public publicity stunt by Holmes by any means, because that hurt a lot of the old people that just, you know, that hurt. Bruce said it after the fight. It was like a morgue, like a funeral. There wasn't a peep in the building. And, you know, I just remember my dad being heartbroken about it, you know, and that man, he was the most loved entertainer of all time outside God. I mean, this man was so much bigger than boxing that you can't even put into words the magnitude and the force that this man had. The aura was just beyond. You know, people talk Michael Jordan having this aura coming into the NBA game. That was nothing like Muhammad Ali, fellas. That was like a Pinto up against a Ferrari. I mean, all I'm saying is Muhammad Ali was at a whole different level.
I still can't watch that Holmes fight.
Oh, yeah. Let me shout out Joe the Beast who stopped in here. My brother Mike Biggs boxing, and bro, anybody you see in here, I'm shouting them out. You know that if they have a channel, just go check over there, man. I know it's easy to do now. You just click it to the left, and you can get right on their channel. I'm not on YouTube. I'm trying to keep my windows closed as much as possible. If I didn't give any of you cats a wrench out there, I know you guys are loyal over here, man. I'll give you one as soon as I redo this on YouTube. But you know, for right now, I appreciate it. I just want to shout out everybody that came in here, man, because dude, I like being shouted out when I go in rooms. And Jed Kiley, my brother from down under, salute to you, man. Thanks for coming in, man. Yeah, we're gonna, you know, Kui always brings up the real estate here. My sister from Texas, man. Salute, man. Salute, little girl. Hope you're having a great Friday at work.
Yeah, I want to fight John McSmith.
my brother.
I seen it coming. I see it coming.
All good fun, though. All good fun, John. You know, everybody has their own opinion and everything. Maybe I'm brainwashed by the Muhammad Ali factor, you know, and I'm a big fan of my dad. I listened to what he had to say, and I don't think my dad held any entertainer above Ali, you know, inside the ring, outside the ring. And that's just where I stand on it. I might be wrong, and everybody has their own opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion. But yes, you are a shot bus gang.
And shout out the War Report, man. I'm over here toking on some AK-47, my brother.
George, what were you saying about I'm sorry, Bruce. George, about that Holmes fight, the Holmes Ali.
We'll get to that in 1 second. I want to make sure that I shout out my brothers on here, man. The War Report. He's got that Wake and Bake show. I've been invited on there. The man knows his boxing, man. You know, sub to him. Good brothers over there, and they current boxing. They know their past boxing, not like the OG over here, but they know it, and I listen to them. I learn a lot, man. So thank you for coming in, man. Gio James, my brother, man, always showing love, man. Slide and counter in the house, man. Salute, man. I want to get to this fight, but man, I definitely want to make sure I salute everybody. Ice, man, I got you already, brother. Christ, you're like my left arm. Everywhere I go, my brother, I salute you, brother. Thank you for coming in here, man. And let's see, anybody else in here? My brother, Mr. Shelton, man. Mr. Shelton, salute, man. All us old men are up here today, bro. If you're not 50, you're not getting on this panel today. And if your weed's not at least a 19%, then you're not getting near this panel. We're going to give George the exception on that. We got to have one guy driving us home.
Yeah, that Holmes fight. First of all, it was criminal that fight, the Ali Holmes fight, even happened. There was no way Ali should have passed that the pre-fight physical. he was damaged going into that fight. He was even more damaged coming out. But Mike Tyson got a degree of redemption for Ali because he destroyed Larry Holmes and then he destroyed Trevor Berbick, the last two guys that beat Ali when he really had no business being in the ring. And I really can't watch that. That Holmes fight is just I've seen little clips here and there of Ali Holmes. I can't watch it because it should have never happened. No one was looking out for Ali. No one was looking out for him. Fighters are supposed to be protected from themselves, and nobody looked out for him. Everybody wanted to get paid. And then Don King even, shorted him by what I've read, $2 million. He was supposed to get $2 million more, and he didn't get it. And it was criminal that fight happened. But tonight, 58 years ago, it wasn't criminal what happened. Clay did what he did.
I went to that fight on closed circuit, the Ali Holmes fight. I went to the Providence Civic Center. They had a live card there, and then they showed that fight. And, bro, I was an Ali fanboy. I was ready one more time. And my neighbor saw me. We dressed up. We went out to dinner that night, me and the boys. I think we went to a Japanese steakhouse. And I remember a hibachi place, and the dude, the guy we had, he was the guy at the next table was. Everybody's looking at the guy at the next table, and our chef is sitting there chopping shrimp. But it was like the meal before the fight, and we're the Ali fanboys. We're Ali four times, and man, like Mad Chad said, you could hear a pin drop at the end of that fight. Nobody booed him. Nobody wanted their money back. You could hear sniffles pretty much when the arena emptied, and it was like, wow, father time. And Ali was, I think he was only 38 years old by today's standards. That's not over the hill. But this fight, bro. And anyway, my boy Tupac in here, man. We're smoking over here, Tupac. You know it, bro. Mr. Sheldon on the road, man. Be careful. Keep driving, bro. Everybody, I just want to make sure I get everybody, and then we're gonna get right to this fight, bro. We're gonna get to this fight. My brother Stormy B, man, great show last night with Scrapbook Boxing.
Yeah,
man.
It was.
And I thought I had my fill of this. Not that I had my fill of it, but I thought maybe I had my fill of talking about it. But around midnight, I was telling George earlier. I said, damn. I got to do it. I got to come on here and I got to talk about this fight. And, I got to talk about Ali. We did it. It almost seems like yesterday. But, man, Ali's the man. And Scrapbook and Stormy, I mean, they blow us. They blow me away with their education, bro. And, and Scrapbook, dude, he knows these people. He talks firsthand. It's just incredible. We're going to put that phone call on. So sorry, man. I'm doing Ali and, I'm doing CASSIUS, Clay, and Sonny Liston over here. That call can wait. But anyway, Stormy, thank you for that show last night, man. You and Scrapbook did it proud, man.
John McSmith is really trying to get people riled up, huh? Don't blame anyone but Ali for the Ali versus Holmes fight. Well, first of all, fighters are sometimes fighters have to be saved from themselves.
No,
you're not going to blame anyone else. I know John's just trying to get people riled up, so it's all good.
Yeah, man. You got to know John Smith. He's one of these crazy internet guys, man. I call him an internet hero because we're all internet heroes out there, and it's all good, bro. I mean, shit. He doesn't attack any children, and he doesn't attack anybody racially, bro. I mean, he's got his opinion about boxing, and damn, what mine is. But
leave Ali and Hagler out of it. Like I say, you come over to my channel, you talk about Hagler, you're blocked for life. Don't talk bad about Ali, you're blocked for life. You mentioned bad about Larry Bird, I'm going to block you for life. I have homers.
Hey, I want to show you something, man. I want to show you something before this starts. Check this out.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice fight, wasn't it? They felt each other out, though. It started slow. But it picked up. It picked up pace come the second round.
That's the fight we wanted our money back from.
Yeah, that was too fast of a fight, and I think that was a premature stoppage. I don't know. That really was a questionable fight. I don't know how people can consider that one of the greatest fights of all time.
Nah.
There was no build up to that. That was definitely a buzzkill of a fight.
I pulled a no moss. I really do, but we'll get back to the fight at hand, man. Let's see if I can get it up
Cassius
here.
Clay.
Yeah, bro. Let's see if
Bruce,
I can
that's a nice shirt. Wow, that's a nice one. You got some good shit. You got the Tyson behind you, the Muhammad Ali on, the Hagler Hearns. Bruce, you are the GOAT.
You know, bro, I can go somewhere if it's, you know, I can put my boxing duds on, but if somebody said you're going to go to a wake or a funeral or a wedding, I'd be like, shit, man. I hope it's a casual one because all my suits are from the 80s and my you know, I think I buy about 3 pairs of blue jeans every 10 years and that carries me through these days. But the boxing stuff, I'll see like this shirt. I saw it floating around on the internet the other day for $14. I said, shit, baby, can I spend $14? And she said, yeah, you can do it. You know, she's digging what I'm doing over here. And, you know, I had to share that shirt with you guys, make you jealous. And come April 15th, I'm sure we're going to run that one, George and Mad Chad, and anybody else will be joining us on that. But yeah, I dug this fight up, and we'll see how it goes over here, man. We'll clear this up here. We're gonna this was the big upset. I think we got a pretty good copy of it. I didn't really look at it. Like I said, this was a one day thing over here.
Yeah, George, you mentioned too, you said 46 of the sports writers, 43 of them picked Liston. So this was definitely, a monumental upset, and they weren't, like George said, he got knocked down the previous fight. And, everybody go off that. Oh, he's Chenny. If he does that, that triangle theory, I see it go afoul so many times with different things and all that, but he hit him. But that's just good points. But coming into this fight, the Olympian, the underdog, Cassius Clay.
Yeah, and Stormy was in Scrapbook were pointing out, this Sonny Liston, he tried to intimidate Muhammad Ali. Like during the weigh-in, Ali was crazy. His blood pressure was through the wall. He was screaming. They were going to cancel the fight. Freddie Pacheco said, no, just let him calm down and take it again. Because Ali was he was nobody ever liked him before or since, and especially in the heavyweight division. I mean, the heavyweight division was revered. It still is, bro, but not like it was before. Everybody knew who the heavyweight champion of the world was. It was like you knew who Babe Ruth was.
So Cassius Clay here, he was 22 years old. Sonny Liston's age reportedly was 32, but I think people thought he was closer to 40. And I also found out that Liston made $1.3 million for this fight. Cassius Clay made $312,000 for this fight. So that's pretty big money for 1964.
Yep. One of the, I guess it's kind of the beginning of my consciousness when I started to remember things. Before that, all I can remember were, mud puddles and, your dad's coming home and, catching a beating from the belt. My brother's St. Cruising, bro. St. Cruising, I'm glad you're in here, brother. I was thinking about you last night that you weren't in the, in Scrapbook and Stormy's a recap of the fight. And I'm saying, man, I said a prayer for you, brother. My prayers are answered. I'm glad you're in here. I hope you're feeling good, Brand. I hope you're feeling good. St. Cruising, shout out to St. Cruising. He's an OG, man. I'm not an OG. St. Cruising's an OG. Acid tripping, ass kicking, brother.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, look at who the celebrities at ringside. It's just it really is. It was an amazing time, man. If I could go back in a time machine for one night, this would probably be on my bucket list. This would be.
Well, they don't do this anymore. I mean, they brought all those great champions into the ring, and they don't do that anymore. I can remember Ali came into the ring before Tyson and Holmes fought, and shook hands, but they don't. This was not
now. If they're at ringside, cool. They'll pan the cameras, and they'll show them at ringside. Get a little applause. Look at Joe Louis.
Look at Joe. They almost promoted it better back then. I mean, even the way they do these fights right here, just watching it, just seems like a better production than what you see today with all the technology. Just almost seems like.
Yeah, and they gave all those old champions some. They
some ink, some time.
Let them get in the ring and shake hands, and it's not like that today.
Let people know they're still amongst us. Rocky Marciano.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Rocky Marciano, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. That is.
And one
Come
room.
on.
Damn, if I was in there and I had my phone, and you know, if I went back in that time machine, I'd make sure I'd have this bastard in my pocket. Say, hey, you want to press this button, get us together? And oh my God. Wow,
the Ali footwork, you could just see a little glimpse of it pre-thing. He was just gliding. I mean, he had, I say, you could say Sugar Ray Leonard, but the best feet when he's moving in this fight, you're not going to see a man. What's his weight and everything? Just this kid right here would beat the brakes off from a 6'9", big, slow-footed Tyson Fury. And you could say size matters and this and that, but this kid right here would beat any heavyweight in the world. He'd box the shit out of Mike Tyson in his prime. This is the best boxer that you could ever see in your life right here, fellas.
210 pounds he was back then, and just, man, the way he bounces around, he does look like a middleweight. He fought like a middleweight at 210 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sugar Ray Robinson was one of his entourage basically for a time. He wanted Sugar Ray Robinson to manage him, and Sugar Ray Robinson wouldn't do it. And but he kept that style. He didn't he never fell into the getting squared up body work. He was just float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That was from day one, man. And Bundini Brown back there, just looking at this, it's like, whew.
How much adrenaline's running through his veins right now. You could just see it. Calm down, Clay. Breathe.
And Sonny Liston is trying to outstare Cassius Clay. He looks like he's trying to psych himself up right here. The big bear. And like they were saying last night, and like I knew for a long time, he always had power. See, he patted himself to make himself look bigger. He tried to get that. He tried to look down on opponents, and Ali's. You're not looking down on me, son. Look at Sonny Liston's eyeballs. They're up. He's saying, "Look, who the fuck is this big cat in front of me, man? Damn, he's probably Ali looks like he's growing inches by the. Look
how much bigger he is.
Heartbeat.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Let's go, Clay.
And people at ringside, that most of the reporters. 1 round, 3 rounds, 2 rounds, Sonny Liston in 1. And man, when this was over, the first thing Ali did was point to those reporters. I told you. Picasso, my brother, salute, man.
And this was a picture he had taken with the Beatles, I think, beforehand, because Liston wouldn't show up for the fucking photo shoot.
That's the thing where everybody thought the Beatles went down there and shook up the camp, and Ali was a big Beatle fan, and they had that picture in Life magazine with the 4 heads going that way and Ali's glove at one of them. Oh. But see, they were just in there raising a little hell. Ali went in there, and, he started playing with them in the ring, started laying down, and when they left, he looked at Angelo Dundee and goes, "Who the hell were those faggots?"
Right.
Classic line. And Ali, he was an R&B man. He was Sam and Dave, Sam Cooke.
Otis Redding.
Yeah, man. Fucking I can't think of the name right now. I'll think of it in a second. Who was?
Look at that jab, though. Just look at that jab, man. It's just wow, Bruce.
Sonny Liston is trying to land that jab because Sonny Liston's got the reach advantage, but Ali moving straight back, the head movement. He's not gonna look, and the foot movement. Oh, bro. Oh, and plus he's banging the bully. He's nailing with that. With what they tell you not to do in boxing is a lead right hand. He's nailing Sonny Liston with lead right hands.
Did the same thing to George Foreman 10 years later.
Mm-hmm. Almost, yeah. Incredible. And that's where he went to Customato. And Customato said the first thing you do is you walk right in, you hit him with a straight right hand sucker shot. And man, what can one say?
And Clay Ali could do this, what he's doing right now. He could do that for 15 rounds. He never slowed down before he was forced out of boxing. He never slowed down. He never got tired.
Nope. The first half of Ali's career, I'm not as familiar with it as I am the second half, but I'm a student. I watched it the other night. We went to a couple of the pre suspension fights, and it really is. It looks like it looks like a different fight after the Corey fight. Something. If you know boxing, you know
Drilled him with
that
a combination there.
oh. And Sonny Liston is not getting out of the way. He's just moving up and down. You know, he's coming right into to Ali's range. And Ali never a body puncher, always targeting the head. Look at that defense.
Yeah, this fight was also the fight where Ali figured out he had a chin, because Sonny Liston hit him in this fight. He had moments. He hit Clay in this fight, and especially when Clay had the ointment in his eyes. He got drilled in that, especially in that round. And this is when, I mean, people didn't know if he had a chin because he got dropped against Cooper and Sonny Banks. But he proved, I think, to himself more than anyone that he could take a punch. And that, I mean, ultimately kind of led to his downfall. But in this fight, he showed Liston he could take his shots. And Liston, there's no way Liston was expecting that. Sonny Liston had to be thinking right now, like, all right, he got past one round. I'll catch him in the second round. Then I'll catch him in the third round. It's just like George Foreman. It's funny. 10 years later, it was almost a replay with George Foreman, because Foreman had to be thinking the same thing. I'm going to knock him out as soon as I hit him. Sonny Liston thought the same thing. I'm going to knock out this kid when I hit him. And it never happened. He couldn't even knock out Cassius Clay as a blind guy in the fifth round.
And Angela, let me shout out Derek Bailey in here, man. Picasso, you know it, my brother. And people really, I don't know if they don't give Angelo the credit, or if they don't know enough about it, but Angelo Dundee was so instrumental with working Ali in this fight, almost like he did with Sugar Ray Leonard in the Thomas Hearns fight. You know, the words I remember to start that fifth round, was it the fifth? I think it was the sixth round. He just said to Ali, "Run."
Fifth round, yeah, it was a fifth.
Run. And he knew exactly what had happened. He was at, of course, I mean, the head trainer, you know, he said he stuck his finger in Ali's eye and he rubbed it in his eye, and he knew right there, you know, there was something funny in there, and he sponged it as much as he could. But Ali, he wanted to cut the gloves off. He wanted to stop the fight. Oh, you watch, man. You watch after the, you know, Sonny Liston has Moncel solution, either put on his gloves or on his shoulders. And when they get in close, Ali got that on his forehead, sweat into his eye, and he didn't know how to handle it. And then, you know, just this was done. Was it Zora Foley in an earlier fight, or you know, said the same thing? But yet we don't have the social media, and the clout's not out there. It might have made a Ring magazine maybe 4 months later. So Sonny Liston got away with it until Muhammad Ali, and I want to say Angelo Dundee. He got Ali through that fight, man. No, you don't cut those rings off. This is the heavyweight championship of the world. What are you talking about? So just get in there and run.
Well,
you saw Ali's legs.
You had Ali had not converted publicly yet to become a Muslim, but all the black Muslims were ringside, and when that happened, they thought Dundee had something to do with it. They were looking at him because they thought it was sabotage, and that Dundee
in the eye.
blinded him.
Yep. Crazy times. Yeah, Ali did teach. You're right about that, man. Harry Wiley did teach Ali everything, but in the actual combat, when Angelo Dundee was there, he more than earned his money in this fight, bro. Yep, the reach of Liston's jab, Stormy will tell you, man. I believe that it's 4 inches longer than Ali's reach.
And he still couldn't hit him. Ali's head movement, he was just so quick and so instinctive.
Shout out to my brother Shidwi here. And you got Archie Moore in the corner of Sonny Liston.
I think Moore was in his corner for the Foreman fight. I don't think Moore was in his corner for this fight.
Who's talking to him right now?
It's not Archie Moore. I forget his head trainer's name. But Moore was his trainer. Moore was Foreman's trainer before he fought Ali.
Okay. Yeah, Sonny looks very resigned over there. And now this is the beginning of the fourth round?
Third.
No, the beginning of the third round. Okay, good.
Ali just comes out jabbing and makes Liston miss. He's just so smooth. He glided around the ring. You know, when I watched Amir Khan fight, look at that combination. When I watched Amir Khan fight Kell Brook, Amir Khan was, oh, look at this beautiful. This is where he staggered. He staggered Liston in this round. Look at these combinations.
Oh, that was almost like the phantom punch right there.
Except that was a phantom, like 20 punches that he landed in that combination. And still, Sonny Liston's missing. Still missing.
Still missing.
Oh yeah, so Sonny's trying to bore in, throw the wide punches, and Ali just had that.
Ali knew how to fight though. Look at the clinching. He just was a naturally skilled fighter. I mean, he could fight he was a master at clinching, and that's a big skill that you have to have. I mean, not let alone with his footwork and all that, but the minute he was on the inside, he knew how to tie you up. He was a master at it.
Master at it.
And this is where you can see Liston's face is starting to get busted up.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Stormy, last night. If Liston had concentrated on jabbing between the shoulder blades, you know, forget that head. That head is just moving back and forth, constant motion. Look at him avoid those jabs. Oh man.
I'll be honest, I don't think Sonny Liston could have done anything to win this fight because everything I've read, he did not train. He thought he was going to knock this kid out in 2 rounds. I don't think he could have done anything. This Sonny Liston right here, he was not going to win this fight on this night.
And the one in Lewiston, Maine definitely wasn't.
No, nobody fought anyone with these kind of abilities. This was such an anomaly to the heavyweight division. I mean, like
same gloves, Bruce.
Robinson.
Same gloves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'll bet they're Everlast gloves too. Maroon Everlast gloves.
Almost look like the same trunks.
8-ounce gloves.
Yeah, my son just came in. I was quiet there. Sorry, guys. My son came in and I was quiet. He was like John fucking McSmith. He tells me Jake Paul would beat Ali. I almost fucking punched him in the face, honestly.
Everybody knows how to get under your skin, Chad. They know
Absolutely.
it and they expose it. They know how to get you riled up.
They really do, and it's not fair. When you let your weakness out, people will expose it. That's something that's on me.
Here we go, man.
Yeah, this is a different level fighter. You can just see Liston's too slow and Ali's too fast.
Liston's also got the cut on the cheek, and Ali was famous for that. When he threw that jab, he would twist that glove at the end of it, and he would tear your cut. Your little tiny cut became a gash. And didn't
he say that he learned to punch that he hit with Liston up in Lewiston? He called it some like secret punch. He's like, I told you about that secret Socceroo punch. I can't remember how we worded it, but that's what he called the fantasy punch.
Man, I told you about that. But I told you that's the one my dad went to, and he was in the bathroom. He missed the knockout, and I was too young to comprehend it really to its fullest. But I remember him coming home the next day and. You know, I'll never go to a fight again. He didn't like Ali, man. My dad was Joe Frazier. My dad was Sonny Liston. And it came to arguments with him and myself, man. You know, not to the extent you see today. But, hey, shout out my brother Romo Lane out here, man. Thank you for stopping in, brother. We are getting into some fights over here. I got my brother George Jakovic. I got my brother Mad Chad. I got the Toka 2. I got some AK-47. I got some nice water over here, man. Dude, I'm enjoying myself, and I'll show you that one afterwards, bro.
Ali just circling left, just popping him with the jab. Pop, pop. Just started every round
Popping.
the same.
Same.
And
Never got off the game plan.
Even when Liston lands the jab, Ali's got the time to absorb it.
I think I just saw someone smoking a cigarette. Ain't that going to hurt Ali and Liston's stamina? I mean, that secondhand smoke.
Oh yeah.
I think everyone's smoked in the arenas back then. I think there were.
I know that's how sharp and soft they are these days. You light up a cigarette, the fucking cop will shoot you.
Yeah, different day.
Yeah, bro. I remember going
You
to
can
Fenway
see
Park in the
Liston's
bleachers,
face.
bringing my bong out there, the tray. We were passing the bong back and forth in 1975. They didn't care.
Hey,
but today you go in
talking
Fenway
about
Park and you light up a
bongs.
cigarette, they're going to take you out in handcuffs.
The only bong that was happening that night was that jab that Ali was bonging Liston with. You can see Liston's left eye just lumped up.
Oh,
and this is the round that the ointment supposedly got in his eyes, because you'll see after this round is when he was having trouble in the corner and he couldn't see.
Well, see, that was
That
was what they call Monzel solution. It's outlawed today. Today they use adrenaline, 1 to 1,000.
That's called Sonny Liston cheating, which I believe that's what it was. That's called Sonny Liston knowing he was going to lose the fight and doing anything he could to win it.
Exactly. But it wasn't to enhance him. It was to dehance his opponent, which is even worse.
See, Ali got hit with a shot, went right back to the jab.
And the constant footwork, the constant on the balls of his feet, always staying on his front foot, just powering that jab. And Liston does not like it. Every once in a while he'll catch him with a left hook.
It's like he's almost fainting defensively, Ali. He faints with his head.
John Nick Smith, you got to do it. I'm doing a bong right now, bro. You better do it. You better do 3 if that's the way you're scoring this fight. But you know something, man. This at the end of this fight, one judge had it scored for Sonny Liston.
Oh, he was paid off. That was John McSmith himself, maybe.
That was John's great grandfather.
Absolutely.
The anchor punch. St. Cruz.
So
The anchor punch, but Ali talking about it, you could. It's kind of funny.
Look at Clay right there.
Yeah,
He's
squinting.
He couldn't see.
I can't see.
Hey, cut the gloves. Cut the gloves.
I can't see him. He's gonna kill me.
Bro, can you imagine the feeling when you got Sonny Liston across the ring from you and you can't see? I've had it happen to me for like 5 seconds while I was driving on the highway, and bro, just the feeling that you know. You're blind.
I don't know if I would have quit, but I know they would have had to change my trunks because I would have shit my fucking pants in the corner if I'm blind having to go fucking fight him. I'd say, hey, I need a new fucking.
Look, he had his hands up. I mean, he looked like he was
ready to quit.
Wanted to quit.
Yes, he did. He did. I saw the
Dundee. Greatest moment.
Wow.
And run and watch Sonny Liston. Sonny's trying to sell the
fight.
Sonny was energized here.
Yep, he knew it.
He knows this is his last chance. And look at those.
Oh, he just got him. He just hit Ali with a good one.
Oh yeah.
He ripped off like a 15-punch body shot combination.
Oh yeah.
Hit him with a good left right there.
This is what they expected to happen.
Wow.
They didn't.
My dad's shitting his pants right now, saying I lost this.
And look, he's backing up, and he's getting hit with jabs.
Wow, this looks like Ali could be done, honestly. He can't see. He's still rubbing his eyes. I don't think he's thrown one punch.
Yeah, he does not know. He's so blind. He's
amazing how he survived this. Holy shit.
Sonny Liston did not expect that he was going to stand up to getting hit with these shots.
And he's gassed after this, too, because Sonny's blowing his fucking load.
I think now Ali's starting to
touch
him.
You can see him a little. His vision coming. He's getting his vision back, George. He's bouncing a little now.
Now he's
There's a
jabbing.
double jab. Let's go, Ali. Liston's like, fuck. He can see. He can see me. He just.
And he just nailed him with a left hook, and Ali didn't. Yeah. Ali got out of the way of that right hand. He's like, oh,
got out of the way of that right little. Oh.
He's sticking that jab in Sonny's face. What'd you do to me, man? What'd you do to me?
And for a guy with an injured shoulder, Sonny Liston sure threw it a lot in this round.
Ooh.
Oh. Sonny's trying to end this fight with one punch. And those arms
he hit like a fucking tank.
Like tree trunks hanging down there.
Now Ali's playing with him. He's just poking him. He's just poking him with his jab.
He's talking to him too. Ali was a big.
Now he's talking to him. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Now he's like, "Let's go, baby."
And the words that came out of Ali's mouth, I've heard people just months ago. Ali talked like that. He used the F word. I said, shit. Ali used the F word more than Mad Chad does in here, for Christ's sakes. I mean, damn, Ali was a talker in that ring. His opponents will tell you they couldn't. Ali beat him just by telling. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Shit.
Now look at this. He's flat-footed now. And Sonny Liston's out of gas.
Yep, Sonny's shuffling. He almost fell down.
Yeah, he busted his nut. He's fucking toast.
Yep.
He didn't get him. If that was the round for history to change right there, I'll tell you, that was the round, because you could see that he could not see.
And this is
you could see that he could not see. The fuck am I, Dr. Seuss over here?
I'm sorry, Mad Chad. Say it again, bro.
No, I just said you could see that Ali could not see. And I said, who the fuck am I, Dr. Seuss?
He can see now.
He can see. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Time to pay.
Just that twitchiness of him. Why didn't he keep this style his whole, did he just get too content, too easy with it, too much fun for him?
Father time.
Yeah, he was different when he came back.
You heard what
when
Ali
he came
said.
back.
You heard what he said to Joe Frazier about him. He says, he's only defending his title once every 7 months.
Once every 7 months. Only once every 7 months.
Yeah.
You'd be considered a hero today.
I mean, these guys put wear and tear on their bodies. Once they were approaching their 40s, that was when, all these, everything caught up to you. Today, you have a year off between fights. And the food you eat, the way you train, the masseuses, the chiropractors, bro, your body's just not going through the wear and the tear that all these athletes went through before.
And you're not going 15 fucking rounds either.
No. I mean, damn, was it Clarissa Shields wanted to do 15 rounds with wanted to do 3-minute rounds.
That was Amanda Serrano. She wanted to do 3-minute rounds with Katie Taylor for their fight.
Okay. But Katie Taylor didn't want to hear it, which, that to me, in the old days, shit, if somebody said 4-minute rounds, yeah, for sure.
What's coming on here?
One of us can stand up.
So this is when, Roberto Duran wasn't the first one that said no mas, because Sonny Liston at this point, I think he knew. He said, I'm not letting this kid knock me out. I'm going to quit.
Duran said it in the middle of a round, though. That's the difference.
No, my point is Sonny Liston quit in this fight. He quit in the fight.
Yes, he quit.
Cassius Clay made him quit.
Did he quit in the second fight, George?
Who, Sonny?
Yeah, or was that a knockout?
No, well, see, that's
or was it an anchor punch? Was that really an anchor punch?
He hit him.
But
he did hit him.
Even after the fight continued, and Jersey Joe Walcott, was it the Ring magazine?
He got up. Liston got up. The fight continued.
Yes. And they had to tell Jersey Joe. It wasn't even an official. It was a reporter who said to Jersey Joe, "You already counted to 10. The timekeeper counted to 10. This fight's over." And as they were still, basically
fighting, Liston was all right. Liston was fine.
But here we go. Here's the end. And Ali is sharp. Ali's looking over Angelo Dundee's shoulder.
And this is the shuffle right here. You really get to see the shuffle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, Ali's watching. Ali's just what he can see the resignation in Sonny Liston.
Now, who was Howard Cosell calling this fight?
Now that's not Archie right there, bro. Wow, that looks
No.
like a man. Wow.
It's not Archie.
Who called the fight? Howard Cosell? No.
I think Howard Cosell might have done the radio call, but
A radio.
He didn't do the TV call. There, look at there's Ali. Here's the shuffle. Here it comes.
Yep,
There it goes.
And wait, here we go. Right there.
Right there.
Bundini Brown and Andrew Dundee, and I told you. Watch what he's going to jump on the ropes and yell at the reporters. Sonny, man.
He's going to tell them all.
But see, yeah, the thing that I was saying about that is Roberto Duran quit in combat in the middle of a round, where Sonny Liston had a minute to think about it. You know, he could have changed it. Roberto Duran had
in that fifth round. Sonny Liston knew in that fifth round he was gonna.
Oh, after everything he could.
I'm sorry.
After the cheat, he quit.
He knew come that sixth round. He knew he was done.
After the cheat round, he knew he was gassed. Couldn't take him out. A blinded Cassius Clay. He knew he was fucked. And George said he did not want to get knocked out by this kid, so he sat there and quit. He cheated. He quit. Fuck Sonny Liston.
Man, Chad, Sonny Liston had you look at the things on the face. If you could go behind the scenes and look at Sonny Liston, man, you know, Sonny Liston, he had a tough road to hoe, as they say, man. You know, Sonny Liston had he had it rough, man. He had a
character guy he was, Bruce. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't want him to hang out with my son.
Oh, of course not, man. I mean, he was in prison most of his life. He was run out of every town he went to. But man, he had a chip on his shoulder, and people that knew him, they said he was a different guy. I mean, you know, the man had, there's more to Sonny Liston than meets the eye. A lot more, man. You know, he
I know, Bruce, but I don't like cheaters and I don't like quitters. You know, that's just in my DNA.
Sonny Liston,
and I see it happen twice in one fight, so I can't be a fan of somebody that cheats and quits in one fight. And then the next fight, I think he threw the fight, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm not a Liston fan, and I think he didn't. I think he had a lot of enemies. I think not only his character showed in this fight, but I think outside the ring, the guy was a thug. He was a bully, and hey, I think it caught up with the guy. You make your bed, you got to sleep in it, and I think that's what Sonny did. God rest his soul. I'm not taking nothing away from his fighting skill and all that. Everybody goes through a hard road. But, hey, he made his bed. You know, he pulled out that cap gun with Ali. You know what I mean? Who knows what? He could have really pulled out a real gun because that's why Ali was scared. He thought it really was a gun because Liston was a bad dude. And, hey, a cheater and a quitter, I don't want him on my team.
Hey, Bruce, can you see what I have? I've got the post-fight interview. I don't know if you can see.
Hold it. He's yelling behind us. Cassius Clay, wait a minute. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, bro.
Come here, I'm the greatest thing that ever lived. Now, I don't have a mark on my face, and I upset Sonny Liston, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. If God's with me, can't nobody be against me. Sonny, I shook up the world. I know God. I know the real God. Cassius, wait a minute, Cassius. Let me ask you this now. You told me when you visited in Los Angeles you could do it in 8. Well, you thought Sonny and figured Sonny was great. How come you did it in 6 or 7? You did it in 7. I had him going in 8. I was getting ready to take him in the 8th, as you can see. But the man stopped it just to keep from making me look so great. I say, now, finish that poetry on number 7. He wanted to go to heaven, so I took him in 7. You took him in 7. I am the king of the world. Hold it. I'm pretty. Hold it. You're not that pretty.
I'm pretty.
Wait. Look at him push Joe Louis.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! Wait a minute, Cash, wait a minute. You must listen to me! Now listen to me. I am the devil! All right, hold it. Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you this. I can't be beat. Joe, wait, hold it. You're throwing the champ, but I don't think so. All right, tell us this. All right, Cash. Thank you. Thank you, Cassius Clay, the heavyweight champion. Let's get our champion, Joe Louis, over here as the camera follows Cassius Clay.
Man, Joe, you know, to see a young man, a young Muhammad Ali, man, that is just that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have memories of him so many different stages of his life. Last night I was watching, Yeah, last night I was watching an interview with him from 1977, and sharp. I mean, Parkinson's hadn't affected him. And then I watched another interview. He was with it was him and Frazier and Foreman, and they did most of the speaking for him. You know, Ali really wasn't doing any talking, but they loved Ali. I mean, they were like Ali's bodyguards, man. Nobody was going to mess with Scrapbook Boxing, man. Thanks for coming out here, brother. Once again, man, you know, we're sharing our thoughts about the fight we just saw, the fight that happened 58 years ago from today.
Well, what you were just talking about was a doc called Champions Forever, which I think
this wasn't Champions Forever.
It wasn't?
No, this was a different one. I'm going to see if I can find it. Talk to Mad Chad for a sec. Let me go down and look at see if I can find this.
But that's
Mad
a doc.
Chad,
Even if that wasn't the doc, Champions Forever is one of my favorite docs because you had all those guys from that era, Ali and Holmes and Kenny Norton and Joe Frazier and George Foreman. I remember Reggie Jackson was the moderator for and Mad Chad. I'm sure you saw that doc. Champions Forever, it's definitely, I saw it when I was in college. It's one of my favorite docs. And there's so many docs on Ali, but Champions Forever is definitely one of my favorites, just because Ali wasn't speaking that much at that time, but you could see the other guys, you know, they cared about him. And although I heard Frazier, there's a funny story when Reggie Jackson, they have a scene where they were at dinner and Reggie Jackson was interviewing people. And supposedly the story is that Joe Frazier had a few drinks in him. And at some point, Kenny Norton and George Foreman had to really keep Frazier away from him because Frazier didn't have the best feelings for Ali for good reason.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, there was hatred there, and you could see why. Good reason. And, you know, you can't help but look past it. I believe they did bury that. You know, I believe Joe let go of that hate, you know, at the end of it. But right up until the end, I think Joe wanted to punch him right in the fucking face, to be quite honest, you know, and I think he would. And like you just said, you know, he got a few drinks in him, had to keep Smoking Joe away. Smoking Joe wanted to fight anybody. You know, he was a fighter, one of the greatest of all times. And two legends, you know, they made each other. When you think Ali, you think Frazier, honestly. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I just got to thank Bruce and George and everybody in the chat, John McSmith. What a fun day this is on a Friday, a little lamed up out of work. And have Bruce Scholes pull this up, man. I got I cleaned out my blood right here. Your heart really gets pumping, your brain cells get thinking, and this is great stuff, Bruce. Thank you.
Hey, Mad Chad, thank you for gracing us over here, bro. You know, I just found this thing I was talking about yesterday. I saw. Let's check it out. It's not long.
If we could do it all again, they asked me when Muhammad Ali took the title from me, did he hurt me? There I am with a big black eye. Eye swollen up, and they asked me, did it hurt?
Now, Ali.
So I think the press did more damage than anything.
Oh, well, you fought these guys, Ali, and you've got a face as pretty as a picture. How do you keep your pretty face? How do you keep that pretty face?
Pretty good.
It's the prettiest face in the world. Now, George, you're just about to make a comeback, but when you were retired from boxing for a bit, what did you do in that time?
Well, I raised children mostly. I tried to retire on the farm, but all I was raising was dirt. So I started raising a lot of children. I'm a full-time preacher, of course.
Tell me how you became a preacher.
Well, it was pretty easy. I think the last fellow I fought was Jimmy Young. He whipped the devil out of me.
And then after that, become a preacher, take up the ministry?
Well, yeah, and that's why today we travel around the country to acquaint people with us other than boxing. The Champions Forever tour is about the world seeing a video of us, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, and myself, Kenny Norton, as people other than boxers.
Right.
So our life stories are compacted.
Right.
And we can't tell you everything about a video.
That's right. Joe, you also retired 10 years ago, but you haven't been away from boxing. What do you do?
Well, I think I made a start back. Somehow I fought a guy to draw and my kids,
Jumbo Cummings.
I look out, come out after the draw. So they said, Dad, you better hang it up.
In Chicago.
Right now I have
Stormy B Man's neck of the woods.
The team I'm working with for the new, let's say, game coming up, the Olympic game. So therefore, that these young men are working pretty hard. My sons and Bert and Tommy, these guys are promoters now. So that's why I'm just helping the young men.
Salute
let's say,
BK.
to go to be fine men, you know what I mean? And whatever people like to see me, I go around and promote, and now we're promoting Champions Forever. It's just a lot of fun, that's all.
Most of us, at least people like me, who aren't in the boxing fraternity because I'm just not quite big enough, most of us think of boxing as the film Rocky. Now, was Rocky true to life? Is a lot of that training?
We think that the film Rocky was based on Joe Frazier's life. You see, Rocky and Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the recreation of some of the exploits they had. He was running down the street in Joe Frazier's own neighborhood. Joe Frazier actually worked in a butcher shop or meat house. And
did Stallone come to you for any tips or anything, or did he keep away and just...
Well, Rocky was pretty clever. Let's say during the second film that he cut, he came to Philadelphia. Matter of fact, I think he took you. No, I never did meet him. No, he took Muhammad. He took, let's say, Larry. All these guys who moved to Los Angeles for a screen test. It wasn't on the basis for a screen test. He just had wanted to learn more about us. What fighting was all about. He's clever. And he took all those pieces that we did on the screen test, and he put his film together.
Yeah.
It didn't fail. It didn't fail. Well, you got it right.
Ali, you're the greatest. How are you the greatest champion in the world?
That was on publicity. Sound the greatest, just to build the fight. I never really believed that.
You didn't believe it?
Still don't.
I believed it.
Of course, he fought all.
The greatest one.
Yeah, he fought all the champions. He fought everybody with that.
My brother got back to a friend. Real close. And nobody was that great.
You beat these two guys. You beat that guy.
Cost.
You beat this guy.
She's absolutely.
You beat this guy.
So trying to make me mad.
It's all fun, but we all fought Mom.
She succeeded.
Everybody did. Go down the line, fought him.
We didn't man me.
Okay.
George,
She probably have a strong husband. You better watch her.
but Ali did it by poems. He used to wind people up by poems, by talking, the Louisville lip. He used to do it by staring.
Well, it didn't work on Muhammad, so let's forget about the staring. He just turned his back on me. I remember hitting him so hard, I think around the stomach or thigh.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, "Is that all you got, son?" I wanted to raise my finger and say, "How do I get out of here?" But believe me, if there's anyone that's going to lay claim to the greatest, other than Joe Frazier, I'd have to put the tag on Muhammad Ali. Mainly because he whipped me, you know.
You're a huge guy, though. You seem to be the biggest.
Big one.
This is a big one, isn't it?
My feet weren't big enough to keep me up on the canvas.
Guys, to stay here for the moment, because I'm going to bring on a man who's been the voice of boxing for over 40 years. At the end of a fight, he's beaten into the ring only by the towel. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harry Carpenter. Harry, you can squeeze in with these hunky guys.
Slightly gross, but
Now, Harry, do these guys bring back fond memories?
Of course they do. You are surrounded by the three great heavyweight champions of my time. Without, I mean, the 70s, these were the men. And they had the greatest fights I've ever seen.
You've been doing this for 40 years. Just place them in history, these three guys.
Well, let's start with George. George had one of the great right hands of all time. And one of his, I'm sorry to say, was uppercut. Because, yeah, that's right. In Kingston, Jamaica, which pretty well lifted you off your feet. 7 times. Now, if we go to 1971, you had a fight with Ali, which was one of the great fights of all time, and you won it against this man, and very few people did that. Yeah, well. And then, you, sir, in 1974, with George in Zaire, you produced your for me, your greatest ever performance, when you came off the ropes. We saw it, and you came off the ropes and you knocked George out. And so, the three of you have all done it to each other in a way, and you're all great. Talking about boxing, and you're all great. You're all great champions, and I mean, who invited him anyway? We didn't do anything to each other. And I'm proud to have been a part of their lives. I had some of the greatest times of my life with this man and with these gentlemen. I wish it could all happen again. No.
Listen, Ali, what do you think of Mike Tyson?
Awesome. He's powerful, he's strong, he's got a big punch. If he hits you, you're in trouble.
Right. How would you have fared against him? Would you have watched him?
Stick and move. Hit him.
Yes.
Tire him out.
Right.
After about round 10.
Yeah. Are you listening to this, George?
And Morgan.
I'm not getting
Yes, you got it. He can do it too.
Yeah, sure. And are you going to do it?
Huh?
Are you going to have a crack at him?
Oh, if I get the opportunity, I'll take advantage of it. And he's going to teach me some of his tricks, Muhammad. I'm sticking real close to Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali because really, these are the greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah.
You've got to be compared a Joe Frazier type or Ali type. There are no George Foreman type.
No.
Yeah. If I can imitate these guys on a certain night, I can whip anybody. And to all up, I may be considered a great.
Why you been so long?
What do you think? What do you think of these three great guys here and Mike Tyson not here? What do you think of Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson is the best guy that's around today.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ever say in boxing.
Yeah.
People always want to compare, somebody from the past. Could he have been? It doesn't matter. All you have to be is the best in your own time. Tyson today is the best in his own time. As far as I can see, there's really, begging George's pardon, I mean, there's not too many people around I think could beat him.
Yeah.
But these gentlemen were the best in their time.
Yes.
And that's something they should have done.
You were too.
Yeah.
Even I was.
This was no doubt one of the most courteous reporters of all time. It was a splendid opportunity when you be interviewed, knowing that he would represent the country. Other people you wouldn't let in, but he was so nice and such a gentleman. We'd all let him have private interviews. Whatever he wanted, we would give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that.
Now I want to punch him in his jaw.
George Fraser, do you still sing?
I still sing, and I just left Atlantic City at the Clouds, and I did like 3 days there. A friend of mine, Sonny, a young lady named Shell Adams, and we did like a 3 days there, and it was very nice. It was very good, and I think they probably got some of my music running around somewhere around here. I probably had one that says, times seem to be hard, don't forget how long it took you to start, let's try it again.
It's good to get to know.
Let's have a fight around him, boy.
Let's talk about something.
Ali, do you still do poems? Do you still make up poems about things?
Made one for your show.
You've made up one for show.
I love your show. I admire your style. But you pay it so cheap, don't go for a while.
Look how much fun they had with each other. Like they're all genuinely happy. They're all
There's love
genuinely
there.
happy.
Love.
The pleasure is to work with gentlemen like these.
It must be fantastic.
Yeah.
What kind of
It's easy. That's the important thing.
do you have a chance to talk to them before they start fighting, or is that pre-fight nerves and things
I
like?
wouldn't go near a boxer on the night of the fight because that's their private thing and you don't get involved in that. But 2 or 3 days before, yes, and they'll work with you very, Very happy.
Yeah.
And George,
I'd like to thank George for the very courteous things he said.
George is the sweetest guy in the world. He's also the most frightening, but he's still the sweetest man in the world.
I tell you what, he's gonna beat Mr. Finley.
Yeah.
You should tell him more that I'm going to whip Mike Tyson also.
That's a little hard.
Hey, that's what you want to do. Three years better than one.
But Tyson, we hear such terrible things about this man. Is he
You heard terrible things about Sonny Liston.
That's true.
8-1 Muhammad Ali was against Sonny Liston.
Yeah.
Everybody said, poor guy, don't hurt the little cute guy. You know, Liston's getting face all swollen, all the canvas. And the same thing about George Foreman and Muhammad Ali.
Uh-huh.
4-1.
Yeah.
If he gets, but he tricked me. You pulled this rope a dope on me. Both of you, I don't think that's right. Your back. I think that was wrong, right? For the whole workout. Boy, how to trick me out my tight.
So good.
So good.
Kept throwing punches. When I got out of there, he knocked me out. Oh, the whole girl, I don't know. Oh, what did you do that?
Gentlemen, you've just made this the most important day in my life, and thank you very much indeed for coming on the show. George Foreman, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali.
Wow. Unreal.
That's like gold. I mean, and just to see, like, they're not faking it. At that point, they were happy, and Frazier was happy, and there was no animosity, and that's what I love to see, and that's what I love to remember. Just the respect that they had, and they were happy sitting on that couch, talking and laughing and joking.
They were
that
so
was beautiful.
feel the love there, man. The smiles on their faces, their teeth are almost popping out of their fucking heads. I mean, dude, two of them are together right now, and George is with us, and that's why people say this and that about George, man. Dude, I would love to sit down and have dinner with George Foreman, bro, and him to tell me all these stories, dude, because the three of those were almost inseparable on there. You know, you couldn't say one thing about the other, and they just were pumping each other. Oh, bro, that was just on this day, on this anniversary, 58 years ago, and for us to watch that. What was that? How many years ago? That was probably 25 years ago.
That interview?
Yeah.
Longer than
that. I think mid 80s, because Champions Forever came out like somewhere around 87, 88. So, and I heard Frazier mention that they were promoting it. So that was a mid to late 80s, that talk show right there, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder if Joe was, I wonder if Frazier was.
Sorry, Matt Chad. No, just answering BK. I saw the hot boxing with Thomas Hearns, Ray Leonard, and Shane Mosley. Excellent, bro. Excellent.
No, I was wondering if Frazier was to mention, my son can beat Mike Tyson.
I think that fight had already happened at this point.
It had already happened. All right.
That 30-second fight had already happened.
Yeah, that was brutal on free TV. I think on daytime TV.
Yeah, it was on ABC, I believe. Jim Lampley was.
Me and my dad watched it. I remember the announcers saying Tyson's punches don't sound like other heavyweights. They sound different when they hit.
Yeah, Marvis, that kneeling position.
And Holmes got Marvis too. Holmes put a beating on Frazier.
Joe was not shy about sending his kid into the ring.
I saw Joe Frazier live once in my life, and it was at the Providence Civic Center when Vinny Pazienza fought Joe Frazier Jr. Joe Frazier was in Joe Frazier Jr.'s corner, and he had the same look on his face as you saw when Marvis Frazier got annihilated by Mike Tyson and Larry Holmes. It's sincere. It's almost like Joe's taking the punches, and he's trying to smile, and he's trying to make you feel like it's all right what happened, and I mean, you know it's not. But But that's the only time I saw Joe live. And like I explained mine here before, I saw Ali once live, and that was at an exhibition at the same building, the Providence Civic Center, or the Dunk, as they're saying. I heard people yesterday on some show, they were busting my brother Demetrius Andre's balls for fighting at the Dunk. Oh, he's gonna sell at the Dunk. I'm saying, man, if you cats knew what I saw at that Dunk. I saw Ali there. I saw I saw Sugar Ray Leonard fight there, man, against Floyd Mayweather Jr. I saw fucking Marvin Hagler sat in front of me, and I saw Marvin Hagler and fucking Wilfred Scipion fight there. Bro, I mean, the building is drenched with history. That place oozes fucking boxing, as far as it was put up in 72, and it just had the best in the area at the time. It was smaller than the Boston Garden, more economical, and bro, it was... Man, how can anybody laugh at somebody for fighting in the Dunk?
Man, I got to spend some time with around Foreman, because when I was at HBO, he was still a commentator. It was towards the end, and I got to interview him once, not about his career. It was actually in China. I was in Macau, China, and it was Zhu Shiming was the fighter's name. It was a top-ranked fighter. And they were trying to push boxing in China, and George Foreman was there. So I got to interview George talking about this Chinese fighter. But, I didn't get to really, obviously, it was great to interview Foreman and see, first of all, how big he was and how big his hands are. But I wish I could have talked to him about just like his personal times with Ali and Frazier and Norton and those guys. But I was lucky enough to be able to actually interview him one time in my career.
Wow, George.
Man, wow.
I'm surprised George Foreman, with his, his way of business, when he was over in China, didn't say, hey, I'm going to come up with a nice ping pong paddle here. Call it the Foreman Mitt or something. And, because big market for ping pong paddles in China. And George is a master at business sales.
He might have done something over there. I wouldn't put it past him.
Whatever he put his name behind.
Yeah. And he was a global icon too. I mean, he was a big, people knew who George Foreman was. I mean, and honestly, a man, right. And a man to have a big, I think he made more money with the grill. Well, way more money with the grill than he did with boxing.
Oh yeah. I mean, everyone had those Foreman grills. I bought 2 in my lifetime.
Right, me too. And how many George Foremans did he have as kids? How many George Foreman kids did he have? They were all Georges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all Georges.
Yeah. How many Georges did he have?
And Georgetta. He had a daughter.
And a Georgetta.
Yeah.
And
how many though? There was a bunch. It wasn't like 2 or 3. I think it was, a few.
I think it was more than 3. Mr. Pads said 6. So Mr. Pads is probably right.
By George. I had 2 George Foreman grills for sure. I'm surprised by our cholesterol level. I didn't die from a heart attack from all those hamburgers.
Well, it got the grease off. That's why you didn't die.
Yeah, I got the grease. Right.
Grill.
The grease pan.
Yes.
But you know what I learned though? If you cook salmon on them, you better cook it. You better clean them that same night, because every chicken breast you had and every hamburger you had is going to taste like salmon. So that was the history of my first grill. And then I bought 2 of them, one for fish and one for the chicken. Because bro, when I was at my peak in nutrition, when I was doing bodybuilding and really watching everything that I put in my body, I would use the George Foreman grill twice a week. I'd probably grill 6 5-ounce chicken breasts each time, and I'd make my meals, put them in Tupperware.
I want to see these pictures, man. When you were bodybuilding, I told you have to start coming with the pictures. For whatever fight we're doing, whatever age you were, we have to see those pictures. We have to.
There's some.
I have a lot of pictures, bro. I just have, because I was more. I was a coach. I had my store, my nutrition store, and I had my business. A nutritional advisor and a personal trainer. So I didn't take a lot of pictures of myself. I've got. There's some of them out there. Like shit, man. I could probably.
Chad, wouldn't you like to see pictures of Bruce, like before we watch Leon's, like Ali Spinks from 7? Wouldn't you like to see Bruce back in 77?
The era.
Back in the 80s with Hagler?
Yeah.
I would.
When he was at the Hagler fight, I wanted to see what he looked like just to paint the picture. Yeah.
So,
But I think Bruce is one of those fellas that didn't want his picture taken. I can feel his humbleness. I could see how he was around. He wasn't a camera hungry type guy. But I imagine there's some good little snapshots of Bruce somewhere. There he is, right there. Wow, is that Bruce?
See, that's what we Bruce. I know you don't have a lot of pictures, but someone in your family has to have pictures.
No. I can't laugh high. When I laugh, it blows my rib right out my lung.
I was getting it freeze delivered to the house, man. The Canelo steaks. They were coming.
What year is this, Bruce? How old are you? What fight were you going to during this pick?
That was 2001.
What fight were you at?
I took that picture for my certification license. And
Mr. Pat says it looks like an oil painting.
Well,
Mr. Pat.
And dude, we do. It was just part of training, man. You do it. You work out, and you just get in shape. You don't even try to. Just
Bruce, can we see your legs? Can we see some leg action? I want to see your calves. See if you got the Manny Pacquiao calves.
I don't think I can find a calf one, and that'd be hard to do because my wife could find.
Weren't you a foot model? I heard you were a foot model back in the day.
That's what we want to see.
That's what we want to see.
Those are the pictures we want to see.
Now you're starting to drag this show into uncharted territory. We came on to do a tribute to the great Muhammad Ali, man.
Yeah, now we're talking Bruce's calves.
Shoot. Thanks for coming in here, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Oh, hey, you got a question, George?
Boy, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to
Alex, man. Now you're bringing politics into my show, bro.
I mean, I'm not even thinking about boxing in that situation. I'm just wondering, we like to think that as a society, we get better and people get better and communities get better. And then you have this situation happening, how much better have we gotten as a people collectively when you still have war and Russia invading the Ukraine? So I don't know how it's going to affect boxing. I'm just thinking about how it's affecting those people over there right now. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. And it's crazy that in 2022, we're still talking about wars and invasions and things. So as much as things change, you take one step forward, two steps back sometimes. I hope for the best, and I hope that this stops soon without any more loss of life.
Amen.
Shout out to my brother, Coach Malachi, out there, man. Thanks for coming in, man. Throw your banner out there. Put your chat up, your site out there, bro. Everybody know, man. You get information from everywhere over here, bro. I mean, we go all over the place. We go to high water, low water. We go everywhere. We got that love for boxing. That's one thing a lot of people don't understand, man. You know how some of these boxers go into the dirt, they go into the backyards of their opponents, they go into places where they're fucking crucified, man. They have to watch everything they put in their mouth. They have to watch the water that they drink. And we're the same way over here, but yet we're not. We have the freedom to go anywhere, to listen to anybody, and to shut them off and go somewhere else, man. And bro, my brother Mad Chad, you go to his show sometimes. Yesterday he did a fucking 6-hour show. I was on it for a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know what it was all about, but it was a lot of fun, and a lot of people passed through. And George, you graced me coming on here, man. I'm waiting for a check to come in the mail here, a bill to come in the mail. I've been throwing some money out of my Social Security check aside so I can cover
get the George bill.
No way. I told every time I think I might have missed one time you asked me on. That's because I was traveling. But look, I'm always, when we're talking boxing and especially watching on historic days like today, come on. Hey, you know what yesterday was, Bruce? And I just remembered this.
Mayweather's birthday?
It was Mayweather's birthday, but it was also Roberto Duran beat Iran Barkley for the middleweight title.
Wow.
In Atlantic City.
That was shocking to me. I thought Barkley was going to kill him.
Became a four division champion.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was yesterday. So Mayweather's birthday was yesterday, and Roberto Duran Duran was 37. 37 years old. And Barkley had just come off the destruction of Tommy Hearns, the knockout.
Looking like a murderer. Murderer.
That's
And
why
when Iran went down, oh,
styles make
Make
fights. Like,
fight.
yeah, I hate to.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but
it's true.
Tommy Hearns destroyed Roberto Duran, like destroyed him.
Killed him.
Iran Barkley knocked
Destroyed.
out Tommy Hearns, and then
Yeah.
Roberto Duran beats Iran Barkley.
Right.
If you see that on paper, you're gonna say, "No way does that happen."
no way.
You never know.
Right.
You never
Never
know
know.
until they fight.
And there's so many triangles, and Ali has been involved in several of these triangles. It's just a bizarre world, and we love it, man. You know, it was great coming on here to chop it up today, and just to relive this fight, because, you know, boxing is always constantly moving forward. You know, there are fights on tomorrow night. We got Josh Taylor, you know, and Catterall fighting, man, and the boxing world's looking at that. That's an undisputed champion. How many undisputed champions are there out there? 2?
Not
you
many.
can't say 3, man.
2.
You know, I don't think 135. You know, but yet we can fall back, and we can honor this historic day where the heavyweight championship of the world. What did George say? 8-1.
Yeah. 46 sports writers had listed. 3 had Ali. You know, this was a huge upset. Hey, fellas, I gotta go. My phone's getting ready to die. But I just have to thank everybody again, Bruce. What a fun day you brought us. And thanks to Ali. Thanks to Liston. Thanks for the fight game. Thank you, George, everybody in chat. This has been a great day. And it's been a lot of fun. God bless everybody. Brush your teeth if you have them. Say your prayers. And until the next time we talk, everybody have a great day. Take care of those ribs, Chad.
Yeah, Matt, Chad. Peace.
Yes, sir. For sure. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Yes, sir.
George, you want to say goodbye here, man? We had a great time. We chopped up this fight, and you know, what I was getting at is we're looking forward to fighting tomorrow, and yet, well, you know, it's happening. It happened 58 years ago, and we're talking about it. And hey, man, I'm saying my goodbyes. I'm closing the bar down. I'm washing the glasses. I'm turning the lights. I'm turning the ugly light on. It's like, you better take them now, because they're only going to get worse in the morning. So, and look who's coming in. Speaking about somebody who gets better with age, and he graces my show. He comes in at the last minute, but you know something, man? All I have to do is put some fresh water in this bad boy over here, G5. And, you know, I'll be willing to sit on here and chop about some fights. And my brother George, man, I know I imposed on an hour and a half of his time already today, man. It was a pleasure. And I know he's going to say, anytime we're going to talk boxing. I was just going to close it up, G5. You want to say anything, George, or you want to kick back, or what, bro?
It's always fun. It's always fun coming on your show and talking boxing. And G5 almost always shows up, and he showed up now. It's a 12th round. There's like 10 seconds left, but G5 showed up before the 12th round bell rang. He showed up, and he's here.
Man, I've been working like a madman over here in this damn cold, man. I was like, I haven't had time to do anything too much today for social media. It's just been straight grind mode. This Friday, it's been busy as hell. I'm on my lunch break. I said, I gotta hear it as soon as I hit lunch break. I said, beep, let me chime in. I said, I catch them at some point. They might be about to get off, but you know, my brother sent me the invite. And I always gotta pull up, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're always welcome here, G5. I think you were on the first show that I did. And bro, I hope you continue and stay on them, man. Bro, yeah, you stopping in here, you definitely you get my algorithms going. And bro, I appreciate you coming in here. You going on later this afternoon, later tonight?
Yeah, I'm going live later. I probably go live probably around like 4. Like 4 to 5, and then once I do like an hour, then I hop over to BFTB and, you know, go like that. But yeah, I'll be going live here soon. I got to give me some grub. I was like, I'm hungry as hell. It's cold as hell.
Cold, bro. I think it's about 22 degrees outside right now. That's pretty cold. What are you sitting at down there, man?
We about at 25.
Oh, bro, you're just as cold as us. Well, I always thought Texas was down south. I always thought it was vacation time down there, bro. That's fucking break out the heavy gear. That's cold shit. That's like me. I have to put my sweatshirt on in my living room, man. My wood stove went on about a half hour ago, and I can hear the gas kicking on. But bro, yeah, it's crazy, man. It was 70 the other day. It was in the 70s 2 days ago. Today it's in the 20s. You think God's taking revenge on us? You think Mother Nature's like, you guys did enough to me. It's my turn to start throwing shit back at you?
Man,
I don't know.
smacking us like crazy.
It was 62. I'm in Connecticut. It was in the 60s like 2 days ago. We had 2 days where it was 60 degrees. So, right now it's 33 and it snowed and it's kind of icy outside. So
it's almost scary to think about it. We're having every season of the year in 1 month over here. And that's not the way it used to be. But anyway, guys, I've been taking enough airtime here, bro. I did what I wanted to do. I got it off my chest, man. We shared this fantastic fight, and once again, every time we watch this fight, it's almost like we're watching it for the first time. That's the way
it doesn't get old. It doesn't. It's 58 years old, but it never gets old watching that fight. Never.
And bro, and we had Scrapbook in here, Stormy B's in here, Coach Malachi's in here. Bro, I don't want to leave anybody out. We've St. Cruisen's in here, Mad Chat, dude. Anybody that I didn't shout out, forgive me, because I appreciate you guys coming in here, man. I know it's not I don't have a regular time slot or anything like that. I didn't even plan on this till midnight last night. I sent out the emails. G5 got one, Mad Chad got one, George got one. Everybody came who got one. I feel fucking graced like that, man.
Come on, man. When Bruce calls, we if we can, we come.
So I appreciate that so much, man. George, tell them about your show you got out there, bro. You got a great channel, man. Let people know where to find you and what's going to be happening, man. And Tuesday night fights. Don't forget that. I got to
look. That's the big one that Bruce goes. We've got Tuesday night fights. We just started that. We just started that, and my name is on the screen. You can find a couple of shows I do on YouTube. It's all boxing. One is called One Round with George. It's literally one round. It's 3 minutes. I don't really give a rundown of fights. I talk about some fights that happened, some fights that are about to happen, things that are going on in boxing, and always slip in some history, some great moments. So I've got the new one coming out probably tonight. And Scrapbook Boxing, I think he would love my other show. I do a show called George's Boxing Scrapbook Stories. It's literally scrapbooks that I collected as a kid, and I do little mini docs on certain fights. My 13-year-old daughter films it. My wife is in it sometimes. It's all love of boxing. It all comes from a love for boxing. And YouTube, now we have outlets where we can do shows like that and shows like Bruce and G5. And there's an outlet for us, for the passionate people that we are about boxing.
Fact, I appreciate it, George. We'll be talking to you later on, man. G5, I'll be talking to you later on too, my brother. I'm gonna sign out over here, man. Wish everybody a good afternoon, man. Bruce goes, man. Damn, we had a great time over here. We chopped up the fights that we wanted to see, the Muhammad Ali, the Cassius Clay. Historically, his name was Cassius Clay back then, and he fought Sonny Liston, man, Charles Sonny Liston. But both of the brothers are no longer with us. Liston died prematurely, and they say from a drug overdose in Las Vegas. I think it was in 1970, maybe 1971. It was way back then, man. A lot of suspicions are involved in that. Someday maybe we'll talk about the mysterious death of Sonny Liston, and Muhammad Ali, man, dude. Muhammad Ali to me was the greatest. Let's face it, bro. I mean, that one word said it all. I got my brother Curtis Parker, sitting over my shoulder here, man, and every time I kind of at a loss for words, I look up and I see my brother up there, and I said, did I say Curtis Parker, bro? Curtis Anderson. I'd say, what would Curtis Anderson do? And I kick back, man. I grabbed that toka too, bro. It's just so much fun, man. I was just showing the I gotta stop doing the I don't know why I do that, man. I never. There it goes again. It must be a nervous tick. Let me do another toke here and see what's up. But like I said, man, closing it down. Enjoyed one great fight. I keep saying great fights, man. That interview was great. The interview after the George put up here, bro, that was fantastic. Listening to and seeing a young Ali, man, because that's forever young. We're blessed where we can go back and we can watch these fights and we can see a young Cassius Clay. We can see him talk and we can see him moving around and we can hear him. He's just so fresh and so young. And even when we can watch him as the years catch up, you know, the Parkinson's, his body gets ravaged with Parkinson's disease. And, you know, one of the memories I have, man, and you know, when Ali lit that torch at the Olympics and he was shaking and he didn't want to do that, man. He was afraid people were going to make fun of him, you know, fucking Ali, man. He wanted to, and I think it was Dick Ebersol who said, no, nobody's going to make fun of you, champ. You know, do it. And I remember him lighting that torch, man. He's shaking. And, you know, that was only 1996. So it wasn't even, I guess it was long ago for a lot of people, but for me, it wasn't that long ago. Jeff Lacerda, man, thanks for coming in. Doka 2, only $99. Absolutely the best 99 you'll spend. Anyway, man, Muhammad Ali's giving me some of the best memories I have in boxing. And you know, I'm watching fights all the time. I'm still trying to keep up with things, and I don't think anybody's ever going to stick in my mind like Muhammad Ali, man. You know, my wife was gracious enough to pull out, you know, one of my old Ring magazines from in the back, man. It's a special issue. You know, it's all about Muhammad Ali. And there were a lot. Ring did that a lot. That's how I got my education about these guys. It's got all the, you know, all the Ali fights in there, man. It's packed with photos and newspaper clippings, and you know, it's just great stuff. And a guy like me, we used to buy these Ring magazines, and we'd read them from cover to cover. I'm surprised this one's in such good condition. But I mean, these would go everywhere with us, man. You know, these would go in the bathroom, on the coffee table, you know, everywhere, man. They would go everywhere. My wife pulled a few out with articles about Ali today. You know, she's cool about that. She likes to see me succeed on here. She likes to, you know, most of the I didn't even really know why she pulled them out, but you know, all the stuff I'm giving you is really off the top of my head. I might make mistakes here and there, but they're sincere mistakes because you know, I'm telling the truth, and maybe you know, sometimes I misplace a name, man, but you know, it's the game that I still know how to play real well. And I appreciate you guys staying with me, man. Like Matt Chad said, man, you know, nothing is guaranteed, man. Enjoy everything like it's like it could be the last time, man. Enjoy that sandwich, man. You know, you never know, man. That's what my brother Warren Zevon said. And you know, God rest his soul. Bruce Goes is out of here. Thank you guys for coming in. Peace.